Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Makakbadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth and rule well. And I want to say Shalom to Akim and Akwat out there pursuing this truth diligently. Alright, I'm coming at you real quick with a correction for myself. Alright, on something I believe I was wrong on in the past. Alright, I was watching Apostle Ramalab's video, The Lost Sheep. Alright, that just came out today. And he was speaking, alright, on part, he mentioned Revelation 11, 7, and 8. Alright, and it came to my mind that in the past, I thought it was the previous video, and it could have been, I skimmed through it a little bit. Alright, but it came to my mind that I believe in the past I incorrectly broke down the 7th and the 8th verse. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and read them real quick. This is Revelation chapter 11 and 7, alright, down through 8. It reads, "And when they shall have finished their testimony, the beast that ascendeth out of the bottomless pit shall make war against them, and overcome them, and kill them. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified." Alright, and actually, 9, verse 9 as well. "And they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put into graves." Alright, and I believe in the past, it could just be, something that came to my mind. I might not have, alright, but I want to be, as they say, a worldly saying, better safe than sorry. Alright, I believe I incorrectly attributed this at one point, speaking of the nations, alright, being dead, laying in the street dead, alright, after the destruction of Babylon. Alright, I believe I incorrectly attributed that, alright, when this is actually speaking of the Israelites. Alright, this isn't speaking of the nations, this is speaking of the Israelites, alright, and we can tell that by reading down, alright, and when it's speaking of they should not be put in graves, alright, as Apostle Ramalab said, that's basically being put to rest, alright. So if we read down from 7, or actually from 8, from 9, my bad, Salakia. If we read down from 9, it reads, "And they that dwell," and this is more proof that this is speaking of the Israelites, alright, as we get into the 12th verse, alright, and the 11th, "And they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them, and make merry, and shall send gifts to one another, because these two prophets tormented them that dwelleth on the earth. And after 3 days and a half, the spirit of the life of the Most High entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them." Alright, and 12, "And they heard a great voice from heaven, saying unto them, Come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. And in the same hour there was a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell, and in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000, and the remnant were affrighted, and gave glory and the power of heaven." And then it goes on to say, man, come on now, what happened here? Salakia. It goes on to say, right here, "The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly." Alright, so I wanted to do a quick correction on myself for that, alright, and say Salakia, alright. I believe in the past I was going off on that, alright. So if the water Yahweh Shem Yahushai for bring this to light, alright, I believe in the past I did incorrectly bring that down, so I just wanted to sort that out, alright. So as you can see in the 11th and 12th verse, alright, this is speaking of the Israelites, alright. This isn't speaking of the dead bodies that are lying in the street, is not speaking of the heathens, alright, the heathen nations, alright. This is speaking of the Israelites, as we can see, as they were called up, alright, by Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and the nations, let's read it, where was it? Yeah, "And the great fear fell upon them that saw them." Alright, so this is speaking of the Israelites, beaming up, and the other nations beholding that and being afraid. Alright, if I'm off on that, alright, please someone correct me. Alright, but I believe I just wanted to get that situated out. Alright, so again, verse 9, alright, when it's speaking of, I'll just read it. And they of the people and kindreds of tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves. That is speaking of Israelites, all right, the bodies of Israelites. All right, this isn't speaking of the nations. All right, the nations have beheld it, all right, and witnessed the Israelites go up, all right, in chariots of the Lord, all right. I don't want to say beamed up, all right, but brought up into chariots by Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, all right. So, quick little correction there, Salakia once again. All right, and with that, I'm going to close out, and I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, B'Hashem, Yahushai, B'Hashem HaKakwadash. Double honors, again, to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone, taught me this truth and rule well. Shalom to you brothers and sisters out there. Keep enduring, keep the faith. Until the next one, Lord willing, Shalom.